In this lesson we're looking at silence muting. So what I mean by that is when we're cutting off the sound between riffs or notes, chords, etc. So for instance, if I was playing, you can hear there's two parts of silence. You've got, okay, and what we do, we get this by using both hands. Okay, so we use our fretting hand and our picking hand, and let's start off with the fretting hand. So if we use the example of playing the power chord from the 2nd fret on the E string, okay, what we're going to do, we're going to use the fretting hand first to mute. So we're going to play the power chords and then we're going to release the pressure. So we're going to go, okay, so we're just releasing the pressure. Don't actually take your fingers off the strings, just release the pressure so you're still keeping contact with the strings, but you're just releasing the pressure. Okay, now you can hear there's still a bit of excess noise and we're going to take care of that with our picking hand. Okay, but first of all, just get used to that movement. Play it, release, play it, release, play, release. Make sure you're used to that before we move on. Okay, so now with the picking hand, we're going to use this part of our hand, okay? We're going to rest it just behind the bridge here, okay? We're going to dampen the strings over there. So when we come over, it's going to look something like that. So now we're going to play the chords, release the pressure, and at the same time the hand goes down. So we've got, okay, take your time with it. So it's basically like the fretting hand. You release the pressure with that one, so that's coming up, and this hand's going down. So we're going. Now take your time with it, go very slowly. It's really important that you learn this slowly so that you can speed it up quicker. Now if you're playing an E5 power chord, we're going to use an extra technique as well. So you're playing an E5 power chord, you're basically open power chord, first finger on the 2nd fret of the A string and then the open E string. This one. Okay, what you're going to do, same thing, going to release the pressure on this hand, dampen it over with this hand, but also now we've got these 3 fingers spare. We're going to lay these lightly across the strings. So we're going to go. Okay, so very lightly with those fingers. Okay, when it's slow you can kind of hear it resonate a tiny bit at the end, but as you speed up you can't really hear that. Okay, so very slowly, same thing applies, the releasing the pressure, hand goes down, but now this time as well, all at the same time, the fingers, they lay lightly across the string, so we get. So practice that, and the thing with the fingers, when we're laying those down, that happens quite a lot. So once you've got the power chords down, you would use that technique as well. You can release the pressure, hand goes down, and then the fingers can lightly go down as well, depending on what fingers you've got free. And this happens all the time, depending on, if you're playing power chords in drop D, and you're using your first finger and you want to mute, these fingers would go down. It happens in anything. Anytime you want to mute, you just basically use whatever fingers, or hands you've got available to do whatever you can to get as much silence as you can.